Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Baknak, and I'm back again, once again, with a new video, and I'm going to be talking about Chainsaw Man, the manga. And I know there's going to be an anime sometime soon, sometime in 2022, sometime this year, which would be hype. Honestly, it's probably going to be huge because of just the manga. The community for the manga is just massive, and it's such like a for like a story to only have a manga right now and it'd be like this big and this popular. Once it gets an anime, it's just gonna just blow up because that's usually how it is. If it has a pretty big fan base as a manga, it's just gonna have a massive fan base when it gets to the anime because it just reaches so many other people who just don't want to read. But I want to talk about like Chainsaw Man in general, just like things I like about it. Because I've read it. I've read it like 3 times now, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think it's so good. It's literally Chainsaw Man is literally my favorite manga. Like ever since I read it, like I right when the last chapter came out, that's when I read it. I read it in like 2 days. I read like first half one day and the second half the next day. Because I heard some people talking about it, but I wasn't like gonna read it or anything. And then because I thought it was kind of like a comedy, but then when I started reading it, I'm like, oh, this is a lot more than just whatever comedy. Um, and it's such a good manga. Um, okay, so Denji is actually such a cool character. Um, Power is such a cool character again, and then Aki, dude. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think Aki's probably one of the best characters in here because just his entire story of just actually hating devils and hating power and hating Denji, and not really caring about them to basically going throughout the story of like realizing, okay, he actually does care for these people. These are like his family now. And same with Himino, where he didn't really have any romantic feelings for her, but like her, like him, but like it wasn't like that. But it was like his character is like super super cool, and the way like I think the way they had handled like how he died, where he became the Gun Devil, or well, became the Gun Devil Fiend, and then he fought Denji, thinking that like this was just like a back when he was a kid and he was having a snowball fight with his younger brother. And the thing is that I even loved about it is a more subtle. Is the fact that he was viewing Denji as his little brother. He was viewing him as like a brother, which is a really crazy thing if you think about it. Like from where he started to where he absolutely like did not like him and he didn't really care anything about him. It's just really cool. I think he's definitely one of their characters. But then also you can't really give anything like to like the Denji either because like Denji's like pretty. He's honestly a pretty well done main character. And he kind of just like basically has nothing, and then he just finally gains something, and then every time he gains something, he's like, well, you know what, like I kind of want more because he's just kind of satisfied with just getting food and whatnot. But then he's like, you know what, I want family when I. But it's not really. He doesn't like say it physically, but you can tell it, and it's really cool how it works out. And then thing like Makima is kind of like a man, dude. Makima's a bitch, dude. Holy fuck. Like she basically gave Genji everything, and he gave him this, showed him this life of having friends and family, and having things, and saving people and whatnot, and being kind of a hero a little bit. And then it's like he goes from like that, and then he doesn't really go. He is that, and then Makima kind of just like yoinks it out of it, and just fucks with Aki, turns him to the devil, the gun fiend, and kills Power right in front of him, like basically just fucking just it's crazy. Just she's a bitch, and then she's trying to get him to be a dog, and then she's trying to get like Pochita. It was damn. She's a bitch, dude. But like everyone's gonna simp for her when the anime comes out. You already know because she's like she's just the character that people are gonna simp for. They already simp for her. It's like it's the whole wolf thing. But like another thing that I think is kind of funny is like I feel like from if you look at the earlier chapters and you look at Mahima's design, it's like she's kind of like her body is kind of like it's nothing like crazy. And then when you see later chapters, they just gave her they just gave Makima like a dump truck of an ass for some reason for like the later half, and I'm just like, what? Where did this come from? At least I don't partially remember, and I've read it like 3 times. So, like I don't remember it, the beginning of it, for having that big of an ass. But like, which is kind of funny to me. But uh, Power in general, Power is like a pretty interesting character where she's always like, she's like kind of reminds me of like I guess Veldora, from that time I got reincarnated into slime a little bit, where she's like, she's like, haha, look at me, I am better, I am powerful. And then she's actually not. She's kind of stupid and really incompetent most of the time. Um, and she's just like, doesn't she's like kind of like doesn't really care. She's always like willing to sell out Denji, which is funny to me. And the thing that even makes it more funny is that she's always like kind of like anytime they get in trouble, it's like, oh, it was Denji's idea, or anytime they're like gonna die, like throws Denji under the bus, and it's like at the end she like sacrifices her when she dies from Makima, and then she comes back, and then she's in like a full like blood fiend state, like blood demon, well, not fiend, but like blood demon state. um and um she gives Denji like the power, like a power boost, but sacrificing her life for it, which gave Denji the power, to move on and whatnot, to basically do what he needed to do for the end game of the story. But it was such a cool the way they did it, and it was like the blood that was in him that was able to resurrect her, which was really really neat. And the other thing is like, so like when demons basically die, they don't really die because they basically go to hell, and then they live and they get a whole persona in hell, and then when they die in hell, they get like reborn into our world as like a whole new personality. At least from what I took from it, that's what it seemed like. So like when Makima died, we get a whole, I forget the name of the character, and the thing is I've read this 3 times, but I can't remember the character's name. Um, uh but Makima's like new form, I guess. She's like a kid now, and then she's like taking care, he's getting Denji's taking care of her, and he has all the dogs that Makima left behind too. And the thing that sucked, okay, hold on. It was cool. It's cool how it ended. We get like we get to move on with this character, and because Denji's gonna try to fill her wish of being I don't know, like mutually on the same level of like respect and love than she was. Like she didn't want to, because she always like looked down on people, and she wanted to have like a friendship on equal footing, or something like that. But I don't know, like that. The ending was cool, and I definitely I thought it was funny, like how Denji like ate ate Makima basically. Like when he killed her, he basically like, cooked her up and then ate her in a bunch of different dishes, which was really funny to me. And it was just weird because at first in that scene it was like it started, and then I'm like. I'm like, wait, they were talking about this, and it just kind of seemed out of place that he was in his room just eating. And then he's like, I don't remember what he says, but he says something and it gives it away. And I'm like, oh my God, is this guy eating her? It was funny to me. But yeah, I guess that's really all that comes to my mind. But like overall, it was like it was pretty solid, to be honest. Like I don't think there was like a single really like single arc that was like eh. Like it was all pretty stuff. And oh yeah, hold on, Kobeni. Oh my God, what is up with Kobeni? Like she's like one of the characters who basically is like super weak. Like seems super nervous about everything, willing to sell Denji under the bus to live, and then it's all of a sudden she's just like, oh yeah, she just survives the whole entire ordeal when Power Aki, basically all of the Devil Hunters are dead, Makima's dead, uh, like basically so many people, just civilians are dead. Like basically all like the bad guys, like this like Yakuza group and whatnot are dead. Like it's just like everyone is just dead. But then for some reason, Kobeni survives. Like you obviously know Denji's gonna survive because this is part one, and there's gonna be another part. But like, and then like the person who trained Denji, he survived too. But he didn't really have like a major role in like kind of the end game. Sort of, he was just kind of like sort of there, and he didn't. Well, he was part of it, but he was kind of not in the actual thick of things, I guess you should say. Like Kobeni was like when Denji was going on like a sort of like a pseudo rampage where he was in his full chainsaw form, and he was just kind of like messing about. He went to Kobeni's like place of work because she left the devil hunting service and was working at like a fast food place, which was funny. And then he's just making her dance and stuff like that, and just killing her coworkers and whatnot, and having her serve food to him. And it was just like, it's like, how did Kobeni survive? How did Kobeni get this far? Like, I don't understand. Uh, which makes me think maybe she's gonna play a larger part in part two, which would be cool if they brought her back, because I definitely like Kobeni. She's kind of a cool character. I think, and it makes it even more funny because when they had that because like, Shonen does for each stories, like where they rate the characters, and when they by votes, people like vote for their favorite character, and then they'll get like there'll be like a splash page of like all the top 10 characters, and it's like Kobeni's car got ranked higher than Kobeni herself on one of the times, dude, and I just think that's absolutely hilarious, and I just love that about that. But yeah, honestly, I'm just rambling on, but like it's like the whole thing, the all of Chainsaw Man. Oh my god, I'm just all of Chainsaw Man is just like all in itself. The whole entirety of the manga is just so good, and it's just so like jam packed of just like amazing. The art is really good. Just all the characters are really cool and interesting. The whole story in general is cool and interesting. The world is interesting. How the power system works is super interesting. And there's no like real just like super like oh my god this is amazing. Like it's like all of it is amazing. There's no really like downtime in the manga that's like bad or like not good. It's just like it's all just good. So you haven't read it, and go fucking read it and go read it. Because honestly, even if the anime is coming out, which it is, sometime in this year, 2022, just read the manga because it's so good that you would want to read the manga and then just go watch the anime because it's so good. Uh, but I guess that's all my thoughts. And I'm kind of rambling on, very incoherent. So what not? But if you like that, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, all that, and have a nice day, I guess.